Domino, Domino, Domino. What's up, good folks? This your girl Bernicia. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, I want to go ahead and get into Joseline Caberet, Texas, episode 4. Okay. So far, I've been keeping up with this episode, and everything has been going down on Joseline Caberet. It's been a lot of crazy shit, okay? And this new cast of girls that she have, they really don't play, all right? They're there and they're about their business, all right? So, basically, the start of this episode, you got the girls that Joseline already had in the house going against the new girls, okay? So what went down was, in this scene right here, you got Ocean and I forget this other chick name, but them two was going at Rose and the other girl, these two new girls here, right? So the girls that's in the house, they feel some type of way because they went to a pool party and Joseline just picked 2 random girls from the party to join the Caberet house, right?
Bitch.
So these girls right here at this point, they feeling like, it's not fair that these girls got in so easy. It ain't easy trying to get onto Joseline's show. All the other girls had to go through an audition process. Hell, at this point, most of them don't already got into several fights and everything. So Joseline bringing these 2 girls, and it's like, that's fucked up. The girls are feeling some type of way. Okay. So, you got the one chick, she's like, y'all cute, y'all pretty and everything, but you hoes gots to go. Okay. So she snatches off her wig and her and Ocean go to fighting these 2 new girls, right? Now, it's like, for me, on one hand, I can understand why the girls feel some kind of way because, it ain't easy being on Joseline Caberet as it is, right? The girls already got a heart. We know that Madam Joseline do not play. So they've already been through a little bit of trial and error and not to mention the auditioning process. So yeah, I get that, right? And then y'all, these 2 girls, they just shake a little ass and they get into the show, and it's like it's so easy for them, right? But on the other hand, it's like, okay, y'all so pressed. Y'all are very much pressed. It doesn't matter how the next bitch got on the show. Because if you are there to win the $50,000 grand prize and to become a member of Joseline Caberet, you should be focusing on what you got to bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, you're not competing against just those new girls. You are competing against the other girls that's on the cast. So I want to talk about Kayla, okay? AKA Jigsaw. This is what the girls have nicknamed her, okay? So this chick right here, she's been catching hell, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, initially I didn't like Kay because she seemed annoying, all right? And the previous 2-3 episodes, she pretty much was kind of like inserting herself into certain situations, okay? So in this scene, she's sitting down having a conversation with Chinks, right? And so Isis and the other girl, they come out and, they greet Chinks, and then they greet Kayla by calling her Jigsaw. Now, mind you, Jigsaw, they're calling her Jigsaw to be funny. It's not a nickname that she approved of, right? So Kayla responds. She's like, so, well, bitch, you want to talk shit? She was like, well, I look better than you, so whatever. So anyway, Isis and the girl she came out with, and mind you, I can't think of this girl's name right now. I think her name is Jayla, which is it's ironic that her name rhymes with Kayla's. But yeah. So Isis and Jayla decided to take a seat right next to Kayla, right?
Bitch.
So, Isis and Kay start arguing and whoop the woo. And, for those of you who haven't been watching, Isis and Kay got into it a couple of episodes ago, okay? So Isis was fighting Drea, and then Kay like I said, she inserted herself in it. So Isis ended up slapping her across her head or something like that. So anyway, it seemed like that from that point on, like them two just had like this little beef thing going on, right? So anyway, as Kay and Isis is going back and forth arguing with each other, you got Jayla sitting in the middle. Jayla like, stop waving your hand all in my face, such and such, such and such. But I'm like, girl, like if you see both of them arguing, bitches talk with their hands. Why the fuck is you sitting in the middle? You sitting in the middle and you talking about don't be waving your hands in my face. Well, bitch, move. Like, you know what I'm saying? The girl ain't waving her hands in your face in any type of animosity type way. It's not like she got her hands like in your face pointing at you and that like that. She talking. You know what I'm saying? She's talking to Isis. So anyway, next thing you know, a couple of the other girls went to making comments towards Kay. So at this point, it's like all the girls at the table just like ganging up on Kay. So before you know it, Jayla decides to steal Kay. So she takes off and just start punching Kay in the side of her head. So then boom, them two end up fighting. So after they get broken up, that's when Des jumped in and went to attacking Kay. And Kay ended up fighting another girl too.
Yeah! They squabbling out there now.
So anyway, this whole scene pissed me the fuck off, okay? Because the way I look at it, I'm like, what is it about Kay that got y'all so pressed? Like this is what I was talking about when I say this is a pressed ass group of girls. Because one of the girls had the audacity to say, after they done knotted up this girl head and jumped her, because they fucked her up. Like, one of the girls had the audacity to say, since you think you so pretty, or you think you prettier than everybody else, bitch, that's some hating ass shit. Like, if I was gonna fight a bitch, it's damn sure ain't gonna be because they think they prettier than me, because if you ask me, I think I look better than everybody, bitch. So I'm not gonna be pressed because a bitch think that they're prettier than me. Like, bitch, get your own pussy up. You know what I'm saying? I think that was some jealousy, hating ass shit. Like, how are you gonna be mad at somebody else because they think they look better than you? So in this next scene, right, Wet is, she comes to Joseline's office to get the morning update, right? Today is time for business. Joseline's ready to get the girls to rehearsal and everything else, right? So she calls Wet up, like, Wet, come on, let's do this, whatever. Woo. Mind you, there's already tension between her and Wet. I believe that Joseline just real deal did not want Wet on the show because if you guys remember, Wet went and auditioned for Baddies, right? And so I feel like Joseline didn't even want her on the show, period. But I think what happened was Wet has a lot of fans. It's a lot of people that fuck with Wet. So she is TV gold. So essentially, I feel like it's kind of one of them things where Lenny wanted Wet on the show, because if Joseline had complete autonomy of the show, I guarantee you that Wet wouldn't have been there, right? And I'll get back to that. But anywho, Wet, she's, feeling good. She's in a good spirits or whatever. So she starts playing around with the fucking duster. She comes in her maid outfit, starts playing around with the duster. She swoops. And I'm watching as the duster is inching closer to Joseline. Child, she's sitting up there. Then she goes with the duster and starts dusting off Joseline. Bitch, why you did that?
Exactly. And I told her, I say, ma'am.
Bitch, why would you do that? Like, I understand, like, she's trying to be nice to you, but bitch, she really don't fuck with you. And Wet ain't got enough sense to know that this girl just really don't fuck with her, right? She don't fuck with you. She dealing with you because she have to. And you sitting up there fucking playing with a duster all up in this girl's face like she wrapped too tight, right? So anyway, next thing you know, it's boom, bam. Joseline gets up, snatches the fuck out of Wet, and then you see Wet's face like this. And I'm thinking in my head, like, bitch, why you shocked? Why are you shocked? Right? Considering everything that had happened with Joseline in these past couple of episodes between Joseline and Wet, I wouldn't even been in there playing with her like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to go in there playing with her if this girl already done flipped out on you for practically no fucking reason for 3-4 episodes in a row, right? And clearly Wet-Wet's still there because the owner wants her there, right? Lenny want Wet-Wet there because he knows that she's a TV gold, right? But Joseline ain't fucking with her. So Joseline don't, any little thing that bitch do, Joseline gonna go across her head. Wet-Wet had to have known that. Why are you trying this girl and you already know you on thin ass ice, right? And so that's what I meant earlier. You know what I'm saying? About Joseline not wanting her there. Because if you guys remember, the same thing happened to Lucky last season, right? Everybody was trying to figure out why the fuck Joseline bring the girl on the show. And then from the minute she's on the show, it's like Joseline was digging into her shit. See, she wasn't doing that for no reason. Joseline felt some type of way towards Lucky. But I feel like she couldn't just get rid of Lucky. You know what I'm saying? Because Lucky kept coming back. And Joseline would seemingly let her back, but then dog her the fuck out. That's because that girl didn't want her on the show. She was trying to make her leave on her own volition because somebody higher power wanted Lucky on the show, right? Same thing with Wet-Wet. The only reason she put up with Wet-Wet is because Lenny wanted her there. If it was not for that fact, Wet-Wet would not be on the show. See, motherfuckers just like, oh, Joseline crazy. No, the bitch crazy, but she has her reasons for acting the way she acts towards certain people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to try to justify her behavior towards Wet-Wet because she was like real crazy and out of pocket.
I can't co-sign that, big brother, but I ain't mad at you for what you do. I ain't mad at you for nothing you do.
But at the same time, this is somebody that y'all know has these problems. Like this girl has been like the same person consistently, okay? So the fact that it surprised Wet-Wet, you know what I'm saying? And I feel bad for Wet-Wet. Honestly, I do. But it's just like, bitch, girl, you know what you're dealing with. Like, y'all set y'all stuff up for failure like that. Because, like, first of all, even if you do blow up or get some type of shine on the show, she get rid of your ass. So it's no coming up on Joseline's Caberet unless you are Joseline. You could be behind her, but you can't be on front of her, and you damn sure can't be on the side of her. Unless you're a bodyguard or ballistic. So there's that. So anyway, after the whole situation with Wet-Wet, Wet-Wet left the show, of course. And so Joseline made Raven the house mother, okay? And part of me feel like Raven knew that this was coming. Raven knew what time it was because it seemed like she's been low-key trying to play the position of house mother ever since Joseline first kicked Wet-Wet out. You know what I mean? But anyway, it seemed like she's stepping into position good. She's fake enough and calculating enough to be the house mother for this particular group of girls, okay? So anyway, she has Raven gather the girls up and she lets them know that once they go to the club, there will be no fighting at the club that they're going to rehearse at, okay? Joseline ain't playing that shit, duh. So she also have Ballistic make the girls some juices and everything to, to get their energies up for the practice or whatever. And so Raven is so fucking shady, right? She don't got this new little position of power in on the show. And so she was supposed to make sure all the girls got their juices, right? But I guess because Diamond was taking so long, she didn't save a juice for Diamond. And I feel like, damn, bitch, that's supposed to be your ace boon coon. Like, if you made sure anybody got a drink, Diamond should have been the first bitch to get a drink. Okay? But like I said, that bitch is loyal to no one.
Now, see, let's use our brain.
Well, we are.
Okay? She's loyal to no one. Not even Joseline. And so, the girls go over to the club to do the rehearsals. Joseline then announced that after the rehearsal that she was going to be doing eliminations, okay? So, they get to the club. Joseline asked the girls, like, who all know her Doom Cha Cha song, her Doom Cha Cha dance routine. Now, mind you, we watched them do that routine like 11,000 times last season. So the fact that none of these girls knew the routine and the girls who had been performing the routine was fucking it up. So Joseline was getting frustrated. It was comical as hell. Like nobody knew the fucking routine damn near. So she got mad about she got frustrated with that, started talking shit, selling the girls out. And then she had her dance instructor teach the girls the new routine. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the new routine is definitely more entertaining to watch than the Doom Cha Cha dance. And it's a whole lot of ass thumping, okay? So they practicing the Doom Cha Cha. I'm at the next dance, the Domino dance, right? And so Joseline, once they clearing the stage, Joseline starts talking shit, telling the girl, I don't know who it was she was talking to, but she told somebody that they look a hot fucking busted mess and nobody want to see them. Like, damn, Joseline. God damn. So anyway, she announced at the end of practice that she's going to be doing eliminations. And the way that she did it was the girls had to vote the person out. So she had all the girls throw names in the bag, and four girls was picked out of the bag. Four girls had an equal amount of votes. Okay, so four girls had 4 votes apiece. So those girls were. So of course you had K. K received. She was one of the ones who received the most votes. I already knew that they was going to put her up because of all the drama that had happened earlier today. So a lot of the girls didn't like Kay. The 2 new girls, Rose and the other one, Rose and the other girl, they were put up too, and Isis. Okay. So the episode pretty much ends there, and I guess Ricardo is going to be the one to pick the person who goes home out of the 4-way tie, okay? And for me, I think that he should pick the person out of the 4 who's the worst dancer. Now, we didn't really get to see, like, you know, who all did what with the little practice or whatnot. So I'm not really sure which way this is going to go, okay? But for one thing, I really, like, for me personally, I feel like the new girls should not be kicked out right away. Because if anything, they got a gang initiated into the group. So even if they did get in easier than the rest of the girls, they still deserve an opportunity to earn their stripes there. So I don't think that they should be kicked out, at least not right now. And when it comes to Isis and what's her name, Kay, between the 2 of them, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't dislike Isis. I just think she's a hating ass bitch. Yes, but I don't dislike Isis. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that I want to see her go right away, but I don't know. And then you got Kay. Now the girls call Kay Jigsaw. And as far as like she's concerned, I didn't really get to see her really dance much either. So it's like I can't really, if you want to base if they're gonna base the eliminations off who's the worst dancer or whatever, when Ricardo finally picks the girl that he wants to send home or whatever, if they're going to do it like that, then it's really going to be a tough call because I didn't get to see as much as Ricardo was able to see. Okay, so that'll be a tough call. But I do have a feeling that Kay might end up being the one that's sent home. Okay, so I guess we'll see tonight when the episode drops. So yeah. Child, that's that. But so far, I'm really liking this Caberet. Like, I think it's really good. It's a lot of, you know, drama going on and things like that. And so it looks, from the sneak peek from the next episode, looks like Joseline's gonna have these bitches at a go-kart race or doing some type of activity. I could say what I could say though is I think that Joseline is like definitely stepping her pussy up when it comes to this show, because she got the girls doing some things, some activities, and I also like how they show like the girls interacting with each other in the house too. That's the one thing that I think that Joseline has over the baddies, because with baddies is always like fucking orchestrated sit downs between certain people, but you know, you never really get to see them in the house, you know, doing things. It's always like they're having this little orchestrated meeting, or you know what I'm saying, they're going out to the club or some shit like that. But here you see, like, you know, on Joseline's Caberet, you can see, you know, the girls, you know, what they got going on in the house, which is good. But yeah, child, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, how do you guys feel about the whole situation that went down with Wet Wet? Do you think Joseline made a good decision by selecting Raven as the new house mother? And also, how do you guys feel about the way that the girls jumped on Kay? Like, do you think that Kay is going to be the one that gets sent home? But whatever the case is, I love you guys. Deuces.